Okay, we'll give just a second. All right, and also for those of you who might be joining us through the YouTube broadcast, replay, video, whatever you want to call it, just thank you for popping in and checking us out as well. Don't forget, if you'd like to join us during the live broadcast on Periscope, come on over to the Periscope app, search Buffy Hood, and you can follow me there. That way you can be a part of the live interaction and get a chance to be a part of the conversation along with myself and everyone else, okay? All right, so we are going to get right into this. So today we are discussing customer service, all right? How many of you, by show of 2 in the box, how many of you have dealt with some less than desirable customer service lately? Put a 2 in the box if you have dealt with some less than desirable customer service lately. Okay, do y'all see this? There was a point in time in our lives, in our society, where it was not the norm for you to deal with poor customer service. And unfortunately, now that does seem to be the norm, okay? And that is such an unfortunate thing. I don't know how many of you have ever dealt with this, but have you ever dealt with, and if you have, just put a me in the box, have you ever dealt with going into a store, you ask an associate who happens to be working there if they can assist you with something, and it's almost like you have just ruined their entire day by asking them to do their job, okay? Have y'all dealt with that? Okay, that drives me insane. That drives me insane. If you are not a people person, don't work in the people person industry, okay? And I actually, believe it or not, I had a very tough conversation with my youngest daughter about this because she is this just very sweet and very loving and very helpful, but she does not always want to be around people. And then she told me that she wanted to get a job and she wanted to work at Chick-fil-A, which is a fabulous company to work for, that she wanted to work for Chick-fil-A at the front counter. And I said, sweetheart, do you have a passion for food? She goes, well, I mean, I like their food, but not really. I said, do you have a passion for people? And she's like, Mom, you know the answer to that. I don't deal well with people. I said, then why on earth do you want to work at the front counter at a fast food place? Like, that makes no sense to me. And so I have told her if this is something she wants to do, she needs to work on her people skills, because I refuse to allow that child to work in a customer service industry that if she doesn't know how to deal with people. Okay, so needless to say, she has been going to some of my shows. She has been helping there. She has been learning. And here's the thing. She can put on a good front. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, okay? She can put on a good front and smile, and she's helpful and everything else. But inside, it is literally killing her because she doesn't like dealing with people, okay? No, I wasn't. Here's the thing. I wasn't really a people person either when I first started doing Premiere. So needless to say, I know that that's something that has helped her. But the problem is we have become a society that just accepts poor customer service as just being what it is now. And we should not be doing that. Okay, not only should we not be doing that, not only should we not be accepting the poor customer service by meaning that perhaps we actually speak up, that perhaps we actually go to the manager, or when we fill out those little surveys that they give us on what seems like every single receipt now, okay? How many of y'all get those surveys on your receipt, and that receipt just goes home and goes in the garbage or goes wherever, and you never even fill out that survey? Okay, here's the thing. What if we were to fill those surveys out? Because my guess is these employers, these companies, they know that customer service has taken a nosedive. and they want to know. They want to hear from us as the consumer. Okay. Sometimes it's the employer's not providing enough people on staff. That could be true. However, I will also say that being overwhelmed at your job or being overwhelmed within your personal life does not excuse poor service, because it costs absolutely nothing to be kind, and it costs absolutely nothing to smile. Okay? So here's the thing. I it you know, and I've always heard the whole thing of um yes, yes. And that is a huge thing. That is a huge thing. Is I don't feel like, for one, I don't feel like people are being taught customer service. Now, here's why. Here's why I say with Chick-fil-A, why I say they're such a good company to work for. Has anybody ever gone to Chick-fil-A and had a bad customer service experience? If you have, I would seriously love to hear from you. Put a 1 in the box if you've ever had a bad experience. If you've had, look, see? Okay, but here's why. Do y'all know that Chick-fil-A trains their people for that customer service? They are required to speak to you in a certain way. There are also words that are not permitted for them to use. Did you know that? There is a list of words that they are not permitted to use while working. Okay? And they are slang terms. They are, yeah. Oh, yeah. And here's the thing. They teach them how to respond to people respectfully. And that is what we are missing, y'all. That is what we are missing. Yes, their business model should be shared. It absolutely should be. And I'm telling you, they could probably make a killing just going around and teaching other people how to do this. Okay? Because I have 2 nieces who work at Chick-fil-A, and they have to conduct themselves in a certain way. And if they're not holding up their end of the deal in terms of if they're using the slang terms, if they're being disrespectful to customers, whatever, they're gone. Okay? They don't tolerate it. And that is another big issue, is the employers are tolerating it. They are allowing it to be there. They're not, I remember back in the day, okay, I worked at Walmart for 5 years. Y'all, that was about 4 years too long, but I worked there for 5 years, okay? We had, and I kind of touched on this a little bit yesterday, we had what was called the 6-foot rule. If you were within 6 feet of any customer, you had to greet them, and you had to ask them if there was something that you could help them find. When's the last time y'all were in Walmart and any associate asked you if they could help you find something? It doesn't. It doesn't. But here's what happened. So it wasn't that Walmart didn't train that, because Walmart did. They did train that. But the problem is, see, and it's a rarity. It does happen occasionally, but here's what I can tell you. It does not always happen. Yes, okay. So here's the thing. It does happen occasionally, but it does not happen exactly. That's my point, Jenny, is that right now it seems more like when they see you, they literally look the other way. And it's almost like, let me avoid eye contact because I don't want to have to help this person because I'm in the process of trying to, stock this shelf and whatever. Y'all, when I worked at Walmart, would you believe that I actually had regulars, like customers who were regulars, who would seek me out, would come find me in the department that I worked in to help them find things yeah. You know our story. Yes, hubby was one of them. Okay, but they would seek me out. They would come find me in what was called HBA, okay, so Health and Beauty Department, okay. They would come find me in HBA, and they would seek me out for the purpose of being able to help them find something in home decor or back in hardware or whatever, because they knew it didn't matter what I was in the process of doing. If they were in a hurry, they would come find me and say, Buffy, hey, how are you doing? I really am in a, kind of crunch time here. I got to get out of here, but I wondered if you could help me find blah, 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 blah. Okay. And I would go help them find it. It was not the days of, well, you'll find that in aisle 21. Go find it kind of thing. Okay. It was very much a, sure, I know exactly where that is. Or I'm not so sure where that is, but let's go find it. Okay. And I would go track down whoever could potentially help us find it if I didn't know whether or not we had it. Y'all, I have not had a shopping experience like that in a very long time. Okay. Because it's just not something that most people do anymore. Now, I will say, y'all know that I give kudos to Cato Fashions on a regular basis. I love me some Cato, okay? Love me some Cato. Here's why. I only go in there twice, maybe 3 times a year, okay, to be able to do my shopping. Now, when I go, they're rather large shopping trips, okay? But it's only 2, maybe 3 times a year that I go in there. Y'all, I went in there the other day to pay my Cato bill. Went in there the other day to pay that. And the gal who usually is there when I'm in there shopping. Now, look, I remember her and I know her because, there's only so many employees in that store, right? So she's a very familiar face to me. But how many faces do you think she sees on a regular basis? Yet when she saw me the other day when I came in, she's like, where have you been? I have not seen you in what seems like forever. Where have you been? I'm like, actually, the last time I was in was Mother's Day weekend. And, we had this little conversation. She's like, oh, did you have the girls with you? Did you have hubby? That's one of the reasons why I love shopping at Cato. Because you actually get people who care. You get people who understand they have a job because of you as the customer, okay? And for those of us who are in direct sales, we need to always remember that. We have a job. Okay, so Cato, it's Cato. If you look them up online, I think it's catofashions.com. You can look them up online and get a store locator. It'll tell you where the closest store is. They were, I believe they were more of a southern thing, but they're in the process of working their way up into the northeastern states. So I'm telling you, check them out. They are, the service is awesome. Okay. I'll go in there and I'll have like maybe 5 or 6 things in my hand. Next thing I know, one of them are coming up to me going, hey, why don't you let me start a fitting room for you? And they'll snatch my stuff up and they go find a fitting room. Yes. Okay. They go find a fitting room for me. They get it all set up. It's not, how many of y'all get frustrated with the whole 6 items? You can only take 6 items in. That's at best 3 outfits. Okay. Yes. That's at best 3 outfits. All right. Y'all, I have gone into a fitting room where they had probably 30 or 40 things in there for me. And they will ask you, as you're trying things on, they'll pop back over and say, was there anything you needed a different size for? Whatever. Like, they are phenomenal. Okay. But that's what people look for. So for those of us in direct sales, we need to remember our customers and our hostesses are the only reason we have a job. Okay. And if we are not providing them with amazing customer service, why would they want to come back? Okay. Now, here's the thing. Again, I feel like we are becoming conditioned that poor customer service is just what it is. Okay. We have become conditioned that that's just the norm. That's just the standard. Okay. So there you go. So if instead of us viewing things as that's just the standard, What if your customers are able to view you as being extraordinary because you provide them with customer service that is good? Okay. That's the worst thing is right now with the way society is, I feel like we don't even have to step up our game that much to still be better than the majority. But what if you truly went the extra mile for every single customer, regardless of whether they spent $10 or whether they've spent $1,000 with you over the course of your career? What if you were making sure that every single one of those customers felt equally as important to you? What if every single one of them felt like you were truly going the extra mile for them on a regular basis? Okay. Would they not continue to want to deal with you? I mean, to me, that builds loyalty. That's exactly why I go to Cato. Okay. I have built my loyalty there because they care about me. They care about seeing me. They notice when I'm not there. Someone who only goes 2 or 3 times a year, and they notice when I haven't been there. This particular woman, she had it down that she knew I came for regional rally and I came for national rally, and occasionally I'd throw another trip in there somewhere. Yes. Okay. But here's the thing. Customer service is horrible most everywhere. Okay. It's really hard anymore to find people who are willing to go that extra mile. I'm sure you guys have heard the, if you're tired of dealing with traffic, go the extra mile because it's not very crowded. And that is so true. That is so true, because here's the thing. We truly have the ability to stand out now. In the past, you really only stood out if your service was horrible. Now, you're going to stand out if your service is phenomenal. So just real quick, because I don't want to hold you guys up past 8:30. So here's what we're going to do that I thought might be kind of cool. If you have had something that you recently did for your customers or for someone in particular, whatever, that was just truly going the extra mile, I would love for you to put that in the comments quick. And I know it's probably going to have to be shortened because it's tough to be able to type out a long comment because Periscope only allows so many characters. But if you can, kind of bullet points of things that you recently did to go that extra mile. And this isn't for the purpose of glorifying you, but for the purpose of, it could be as simple as extending a sale date if they didn't see your notice. Yes. You did with the Hope ring. Awesome. Yes. Okay. So things like that. Customer looking for an item that's now retired and found her one. Fabulous. Yes. I built up a long-standing relationship with a customer that started for that exact reason. She contacted Premier looking for the Adriana bracelet that we had years ago, was able to find her one through the Jewelers Only page, was able to find her one, and now she's purchased from me several times. And she was just someone looking for a particular piece, so yeah. New jeweler shared about her personal life and just taking time to listen. Wonderful. Customer called me, asked you to pray for her. And that says something. That your customer felt like she could do that. Called Premier because an order was damaged before delivery and they sent another one the next day. Awesome. Yes, delivery. Yes. That is so awesome. I love that. Now, and ladies, the reason why I wanted you to share these things, it's not for the purpose of glorifying ourselves, okay? But for the purpose of being able to share ideas with some other people who perhaps didn't even understand that there was something extra that they could be doing, okay? And here's the thing. Sometimes it is a matter of praying for those people. Sometimes it's a matter of extending that sale. Sometimes it's a matter of, as an example, we did have one point in time where we had a customer who had purchased an item. Needless to say, she purchased the item and then wound up figuring out she wasn't going to be able to pay for it. And needless to say, uh, we wound up offering to just get it for her. Okay. Um, and basically, what had happened was she hosted a show, and when it came time to the her for her to select her free things, all right, she told me of a couple things that she wanted, but then realized that there would be $4 shipping and handling and tax. Um, and she just couldn't even do it. She didn't want to do it. She was frustrated. Not frustrated with Premiere, but she was frustrated because hardly nobody came to her show. And she literally had 2 people there, even though she originally had 10 that had RSVP'd yes. She was just very frustrated and was just feeling very alone, was feeling very let down by people that she very much cared for. And so she was struggling then with, she's like, you know what, I just can't, because she hadn't even quite earned the free items. Basically, she was, I think $20 short of it even being $100 show. So she was just very frustrated and everything. So what we wound up doing was we we added a, what was it? I'm trying to remember which one it was because this was over a year ago. It was, I want to say, I think it might have been the Hope necklace, or something. It was it was either Believe, Hope, something. It was something along the line. Oh, I know which one it was. See how excited I just got over that? Okay, so it was and I think it is called Hope or something, but it has the little uh, rectangular shaped pendant that has Hope on it. Do you know which one I'm talking about? The black cord and has the little Hope thing, whatever. Anyway, I ordered Hope on. There you go. I ordered that one for her under her name as an additional customer order. Got her over the 100, and then the items that I knew she wanted that she would be able to get for free, I added those. We covered the cost of the tax, we covered the cost of her shipping, and we covered the cost of the Hope One necklace. I say all of that to tell you that someone who was so frustrated with people who were so frustrated with even the idea of the home show at that point in time, y'all, I would love to share the fact with you that she is now a jeweler in my second level. Okay? Because her daughter signed up with me, and now she is a jeweler under her daughter. Okay? You have no idea what that teeny tiny gesture could possibly do. Okay? So it's so very important to remember that listen, and we don't do it for the purpose of what we're going to get out of it. We do it for the purpose of, because it's what's right. We do it for the purpose of, it's what we would hope somebody would do for us if we were in that situation. We do it for the purpose of loving on them, for serving them, for being there for them, whether that means praying for them, whether that means covering a small portion of their order, whatever that thing is, just do it. Just do it because it's the right thing to do, not because of what you're going to get out of it. But I can tell you this, if you do what's right to do, and if you do it for the purpose of serving them, the Lord is going to bless you. He just is. He's going to bless you. And why? Because you are taking great care of His children. You are taking great care of loving others. You are doing what He has asked you to do. You only have 2 commandments. 2. Yes, something small to you could be something astronomical for the person you're doing it for. Yes. Okay. So here's the thing. God only has 2 commandments of us. And that is to love God with all your heart, mind, body, soul, etc. Okay. And to love one another. And if you are doing things that show that you love others by being a servant to them, by doing things to give them an awesome experience, by doing things to show them that you care about them more than you care about how much money they have in their pocket or how much money they're willing to spend with you. When you show them how much you truly care, that's when those relationships are going to be built. And that is also when God is going to continue to bless you over and over and over again as you are serving and loving on others. Okay? Listen, if everything you do comes down to how much money are you making or how much are you going to get out of it, you may as well just hang it up. You may as well hang it up, especially if you are in Premier. Because if you are in Premier and you are serving only for the purpose of what are you going to get, you're with the wrong company. You're with the wrong company. Okay? That's not what Premier is about. And for those of you who are in Premier, you know that. You know that Premier is about people. It's not about profits. Yes, you're going to make some profit along the way. Yes, an income is an important thing to have. Okay? But not at the expense of taking advantage of people, or not at the expense of treating people poorly, not at the expense of stepping over people to be able to get what you want. That's not what Premier is. Okay? So I highly suggest that if your customer service skills need some amping up, then it could be because you need to get your heart right and in the right place. Okay, so I highly recommend that you do that you spend time figuring things out, that you spend time just looking more at Premier's purpose, philosophy, and plan and the objectives that they have. And I think that is a great place to start. And just remember why we're here. Remember what God calls us to do. Okay. So I'm not going to hold you guys up any longer, but I did want to tell you all that David said to tell you guys hi. He is a little, I don't know, I think it's kind of bittersweet for him because he used to be able to watch the scopes on his lunch break. So occasionally he would pop on here and he would say hi and interact and that kind of thing. And now, because I'm doing them at 8 o'clock in the morning, he's working. So it's kind of bittersweet for him because he enjoyed being here. He enjoyed being on the scopes and enjoyed talking to you guys. But now he's working during my scope time. So he did ask that I would tell everyone that he said hello and that, he misses getting a chance to be on here. However, he is thankful because I'm getting more done during the day. Yeah. I'm getting more done during the day. So when he gets home, I am done for the most part. So yes. So I will let him know that everyone says hello. Yes, he is still at his job that he's been at for 8 years almost. He's still there. I just feel like we're always kind of holding our breath, because he's on a job right now, but when that job finishes up, we're not sure where he's heading next. So that's getting a little tiresome of just kind of never knowing whether or not you're actually going to have work. But it is what it is. And we are just putting it in the Lord's hands that if he's supposed to be somewhere else, then the Lord will open other doors. So if not, then hopefully he just continues to open other doors of him having a job site to be on. So gotta love it. All right, y'all. Well, I'm going to let you guys scooch. Thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate it. As y'all can see, the sun is shining. I got sun rays bouncing off of my face from outside. So get out there, enjoy your day. And again, just focus on doing your best to constantly be giving people the absolute best service that you could even imagine giving. Okay. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is our Truth Be Told Thursday. I look forward to that. We'll have to see. I may have a little confessional initially, but then I want to hear from you guys. So tomorrow is going to be done slightly different than normal. So hopefully you will come and check that out. I look forward to seeing you guys. Pray that you have an amazingly blessed day. Can't wait to see you. Bye-bye.